Hello, chat. We're watching ARGs again. Ooh, Jesus. Today's ARG is today's mission, I guess. I have absolutely no idea what it's about. I saw it on my Discord, so we're watching it. Hello, Radig. How are you? How's your day going? Yoink.
Have you ever seen a video like this?
Today's mission.
Good. That's the link for the video. Go show it some love. Ow. I was about to say, YouTube chat, you don't deserve the link, but I'll be good. Yoink. 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 There we go, YouTube chat. That's your link. But kind of bad at the same time. Oh, sorry to hear that. Oh, but everything goes well soon then.
To their house.
How about this?
Today's mission. At the end of the day, text your friend. Sorry I skipped out on our plans today. I hope you all had fun.
At first, these videos just look like formulaic, funny videos.
Mission
but
today.
behind the
Mission them
surface,
chicks,
it
yeah,
goes
boy.
So much deeper.
Man, did you check the votes for the There we saw it on my bottom. I lost like 180 achievements on the Binding of Isaac. No. Goodness gracious, what happened? Have you actually seen these shorts recently? The missions? No, I've not. God damn. I haven't watched it yet. It got out of commission. Oh, hell yeah. You got commissions. Fuck yeah. Man, I will commission you for a lollipop and a piece of gum. To draw the entire art of my TTRPG. I'm glad you agree. But more serious note. I beat the undead chubby evil dude. I forgot his name. Well, you're not here, so I didn't know how to do the cheese. So I just blew him up with 2 barrels and a bomb, and we won. And then I did the trials. Then I didn't do the trials because I did not do the fight with where you fight your clones. Because I just noticed they're also multi-leveled, multi-classed. They had double my HP, and also they had more spell slots than me. So fuck them. But also, I discovered that the using knock on the funny locked magic door, it still works. So I didn't need to do the trials. We didn't have the cheese. I didn't know how to do it, and then I just blew him up. I was like, because you kind of explained the basics of it like 2 weeks ago. I did not remember the basics of it. I just remembered it involved a cat, and the problem was Balthazar. His name was Balthazar. Balthazar was already out of the vault because I forgot there was the Justiciar's fight. So technically you skipped Child of the Five Thorns. What? We killed the gold lady. We killed the chubby dude in the tavern. We killed that one. Oh, you mean skipped? Okay. I was like, what do you mean skipped? I don't remember. Okay, yes. In that case, yes. Oh, I don't. Technically, I didn't skip him. He was just out of the gate. Out of the vault, because I started the Justicia fight because I did not remember it's them, and I was already, and I lockpicked the vault. So he came out of the vault, and then his AI was kind of stuck in the middle of the room, so I kind of put 2 barrels there, and a bomb, and then I blew it up, and he died. That's about it from him. And then I did the trial with the maze. I didn't do any of the other trials because I remember the knock trick, and that's about it. Oh, and we turned Shadowheart good, and we ended the stream on I have John Thorm himself left, which you can skip by the way. I can do what, excuse me? Yes. I also made Shadowheart good son. One moment, chat, I need to beat my cat. That's what I fucking thought, badass. Sorry. He was eating his sister's food. Badass. Where was I? Ah, yes, and we ended the stream right when I went into the tavern, because I remember there was a couple of shops that we need to buy stuff from them. Buy, if you will. Think of your daughter, etc., etc., etc. Also, I didn't know you had a new conversation if you freed the angel before you went into the tavern, but apparently there was. She didn't mention it's her girlfriend, though. Which, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much about it. Yeah, we went there, I did that, then I freed the angel, and then I explored the... I guess the crypt. And then we ended in the tavern. That's where we ended. Need to to be empathetic. I mean, I know why he's doing that, so I know he's not pure evil. Well, he's not good, he's evil, but he's doing it because of grief and well, the fact the world is evil and bad and I need to fix it type of shit, which he's still evil, but you need to Kuno the Catholic. Oh, I'll Kuno his ass. I'm a Kuno his ass the same way Kuno and Kuno S almost did to the officer. Give me your money, bitch. I'll Kuno your ass. And then he'll give me his lunch money. And I'll still shank him because I don't like him. Because he doesn't approve of the funny Sesbi and Lex relationship. And they're cute together. And she's an angel, which means I will have good word with Saloon. But that's beyond the point. If Saloon and... I was about to say Slanesh, that's a different god. The other, the evil sister. If they're twins, I don't mind serving Saloon as well. I'm a paladin for all of them, if you will. I'm like a heretic legion. I serve whoever pays the highest. Or whoever looks the goodest, I was about to say. The best. The goodest. Good English, Stefan. Alright, and you need to fight his... What? I need to fight? Oh, find. I was like, wait, what do you mean find his room? Her room. Well, what do you mean fight? Oh, wait, a room. A mimic room. That's cool. Oh, and as again, I remember there is a mimic nearby. Ah, I thought the room is a mimic, and I was like, that's sick. Oh, mentioning D&D. Not the room, just the stuff inside the room. Okay. But the entire room being a mimic would be cool. Mentioning D&D, me and the friend that works on the game, we were out yesterday. What was as tradition? Because to be honest, Sunday is the only day he's off work. Poor boy. Anyway, we came up with three technically different ideas for the TTRPG. See a letter addressed to Catherick. Okay, so basically succeed a persuasion check. Look at his wife's room. See a letter addressed to Catherick, and then I can, I guess, empathize with him. And then he'll kill himself. And the letter would say, "I am mage. what you doing? I can do an Australian accent, but imagine Joey from the cool podcast Trash Taste. Also, wasn't Ketterick a server of a paladin, a cleric, or warrior, whatever, of Saloon before, or am I misremembering? Or Ghost Divorce, or I will not finish the sentence because she's dead and I should not speak like that. But she was living ectoplasm. Is what I'm about to say. And if you don't stop with the undead nonsense, I will not leave ectoplasm anymore. You know, like, fine, I guess. Anyway, video. 20 minutes.
How deep
Well,
does it really go?
10-ish.
And if you don't recognize these videos, that is perfectly fine. Today's mission
And we
is a
have
video
two of
series
them.
where multiple colorful characters.
well, no,
are
no video
given-
yet. I need to explain the ideas for the TTRPG we got. We made 2 artifacts. Well, got the idea for them. One of them is kind of based on blade from Lord of the Rings, which is just the hilt and a little bit of the sword. Basically, a sword has broken. And when you damage an opponent, they need to succeed some kind of saving throw. If in D&D terms, it would be maybe con save. If they don't succeed it, they start bleeding. Usually like 1d4, like insignificant damage for the bleed, because the bleed is not important. And while you're slashing, they need to, like, when they attack before the damage even is rolled, they do a con save, in D&D terms. If they fail, they bleed, and when the weapon leaves, there will be a wound, and the weapon will absorb some of the blood, and can grow, I guess, width and length with the blood. And you can kind of control how much it grows, and you can do funny stuff with them. And then, on the topic of the blade, well, enlarging itself, we kind of got the idea of basically the Bankai of the second in command in Aizen's. I forgot his name, where his Bankai, I think it was his Bankai, where his Bankai his blade turns into mist and then expands. Well, gas, and then it expands. And we got the idea of that, like, at the beginning, the weapon would just be able to extend, turn into particles, gas, or whatever, and then just expand some kilometers, meters, etc. away. Basically a gun, because it just extends and then comes back immediately. Like, it doesn't stay extended. And then the more you get involved with the spirit of that artifact, and the more the spirit levels up, you'll be able to shorten the blade as well. You'll be able to make the blade wider. You'll be able to make the blade heavier, lighter. Except you're gonna manipulate the metrics, the size of the blade, basically, and then maybe all the kind of misty shit around it. And then the other thing is based, because I don't know why we started talking about the Parihotter, but it's the Phoenix from Harry Potter, where Gandalf is Lord of the Rings, Dumbledore, Gandalf is another mage motherfucker, Dumbledore, like, the Phoenix flies above him and then he does this and then he disappears. And it's kind of based on that. It's also gonna be a Phoenix, because Phoenix are cool, I guess, or a type of a Phoenix. And where its ability is gonna be to connect 2 places in space, open a wormhole inside it, and then inside between them, and then zip out to there. Which alone it can do quite well, but with, like, the more you get to know the spirit, you'll be able to use that ability as well, but it will be quite taxing on the cultivator. And maybe other kind of negative effects, but it will be relatively short distance because the Phoenix can't really jump that far. And the other thing, if you want to jump really far, you basically cannot use that ability anymore. Like, you have one usability, one forever, which is traverse anywhere, either in the solar system or in the galaxy you're in. With that, but either the spirit will die, or the entire... I guess it will not be able to do that again because it will be that exhausted. Or maybe you need to sacrifice something for that. And I'm not entirely sure if it is gonna be just for you or maybe people also around you. But anyway, back to the video.
Quote-unquote missions by a narrator.
Today's mission. Put a fake for sale sign.
The videos by themselves just gives off this kind of strange and eerie vibe. For one, all of the videos have this kind of CRT TV feel to them. But on top of that, every video in this series takes place in some kind of dark and empty void. But regardless of the eerie feel of these videos, many of the shorts in this series are actually kind of funny, like this one right here.
Today's mission. Hide a walkie-talkie in your friend's bedroom and then speak into it late at night.
Now, a while
Okay,
back,
that's
this
evil.
page began posting a mix of very mysterious videos, like this right here.
Yo! It's
and
Pinocchio.
unique videos as well, like right here.
Today's mission. Wearing a baseball glove, run up to people while frantically looking up and saying, I got it, I got it.
Most of the comedic videos on this account actually got a lot of views, and in return, got this account millions of followers. And a lot of
Damn.
loyal fans. A lot of these videos, though, just feel like they're trying to tell us something. This
That
one
hurts
here
my
is
ears.
The first video posted onto the TikTok page called Freakbait. And another name
But I
sounds
was meant to
pretty
know
odd,
question
so
before. I've
the
not
sake
seen
my
any
knowledge,
of those
probably
videos.
refrain from saying it too much. Alright, so Freakbait is the name of the page. But looking through these old videos, like this one right here. Or this one.
Activate sleeper cell 69420.
It's hard not to wonder if there's a deeper story to this entire channel. It's quite obvious that all of these videos are trying to send us a message, but we just need to look deeper into it.
Baby, why did you leave me? Why did you
Ooh,
leave
a black hole.
me?
A lot of words that I cannot read because I'm illiterate.
I don't know where you're sleeping,
Of their base,
but you're resting
a Christmas tree toy, let's say.
on my mind.
Not any kind of plug that goes in the behind door.
Now, this account continued posting these type of videos, leaning into what you would expect to see in many analog horror alternate reality games. Eventually, though, we see this video here of a purple glowing person walking into some kind of dark alley.
No, it's going into the TARDIS, but the TARDIS has evolved. It's not a red telephone booth anymore. Mom, come pick me up.
Now, the next video, we see our purple character again,
That brownie was no joke. I shouldn't have eaten the whole
getting
thing.
dragged into some kind of wormhole or black hole. Now, going further into this TikTok account's catalog, we get some other videos with our purple character pretty much just being
Ow.
funny.
Fuck banks. I keep all my money in a sack with a $sign on it.
Now, as for Freakbait's old videos, many of their videos
No,
don't
no,
really contribute.
No one expected the money bag to be full with money. Everyone will expect the fucking mattress. Check the mattresses, Chad. Everyone hides their money there.
To lore. Some seem like they do, but others
During conversation, see how many times you can switch an item between your pockets. The bigger, the better.
they're just trying to be.
Oh,
a little
he's
bit
grabbing his
funny. So
duck.
there's some contrast here that we need to account for. Now, we kept getting this pattern of content until Freakbait eventually started this entire video series called the Today's Mission series.
Today's mission. See how many times you can sneak the phrase, legend has it, in a conversation.
This right here is the first Today's
I mean, depending on
Mission
what I'm
video that has
talking
been posted
about,
onto
quite a lot.
Freakbait's TikTok. Nothing too
If I'm
unusual,
talking about-
just our purple guy from
Oh yeah, I got an idea for my TTRPG for a legend that I've read. That's like ancient Chinese legend, and the legend says. But there was another legend that in the legend says quite a lot of times actually.
Earlier, dancing in the middle of the void. But in the next video, we suddenly unlock a new character.
Today's mission. See how many things you can slip into people's pockets unnoticed.
No, that
This
much I'm
red
not
guy right
sneaky.
here. We're not completely sure who our characters' names are quite yet. Or
Purple and
if
red.
they even have names. I should probably also mention that there is a lime character as well. Same thing goes for this guy. We don't really
Purple,
know
red,
much
and
about
lime,
him,
then.
but there is a lime character. But going further onto their page, we run into this video right here, which has a very interesting premise.
Today's mission. Mid-conversation, stop talking, look directly in their eyes and say, and then continue the conversation like nothing ever happened.
Now we're still early on into the investigation, but by the looks of it, for what we have, maybe this is telling us that
Okay.
we could be in some kind of sleep state. Now a lot of people don't think this entire video series is
No,
an
we in
alternate
the Matrix,
reality
we're not
game,
sleeping.
But I can't help but just think that there's gotta be more to this entire channel. And it's not just because the owner of the channel commented on one of my videos saying, hey, we got more lore on the way. And it's also definitely not the fact that the owner of the channel confirmed that it was an ARG on their Patreon account. No,
Hell yeah.
it wouldn't be any of those minor details. What
Yeah.
really raised my
Can be
alarm
them.
bells was this Reddit post right here, made by somebody who's really spearheading this entire ARG investigation. Their name is Kawispy.
I'm trying to just wrap my head around this, man. Me theorizing. Me, going insane.
I'll leave a link in the description for them. Shout out to them. I
I'm
wanna
jealous
be
of those
clear,
people's
my role in
brains.
solving these ARGs
They are smart.
relatively
I need to
small,
eat
and
them.
This project wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for these people right here. So all of their links will be in a Google Docs in the description below. But regardless, this Reddit post made it very clear to me that there was something else going on with this YouTube channel, and this is where it all starts. The Today's Mission series created by Freakbait depicts multiple characters performing quote-unquote missions given by a narrator.
Mass schizophrenia, boys. Oh, hysteria, I
Most of
guess.
the dialogue from the Today's Mission series is the narrator. However, the characters sometimes do one-off gigs, and sometimes it's implied that the voice isn't the narrators, but is the glowing characters.
Today's mission. Whoever you send this video to owes you $5. But not me. It doesn't count on me.
However, somewhat recently, they posted this video that broke that pattern. But before diving into this video, it should be noted that this video in particular is much further down the timeline from the videos that we've been looking at. But here it is.
Today's mission. Try to get your friends to say a specific word like sphincter or hullabaloo without saying the word itself. Hey, Greenie. Greenie. Lime. Yeah. Any updates on Reggie? Nothing except all these Demiurge posters.
Demiurge, the funny character from Overlord.
What does that even mean? I don't know, man. I don't know. Hey, did you say hullabaloo?
Now, tearing this video apart, we first off find out that our new character's name is Greenie, but they also happen to refer to Lime as well.
Well, he's-
Purple asks about
he is
someone named
lime
Reggie, but
colored,
Lime
so-
says there's no new updates, except some kind of news article called
It could be a
Demiurge.
nickname.
Now, I want to clue into the article real quick. The title reads, "Need a coincidence? Tired
He's
of
an
the
alien.
past? Want a do-over?" And it displays an image of somebody falling through some sort of wormhole. Now,
It
this
is not
suggests
some sort of a
something
wormhole.
leaning
It
into some
is
kind
a
of
wormhole,
space theme.
but
And we get more evidence for this when reading
I guess
some of the
goes from
visible
one
words
dimension to
on the
another,
article,
'cause-
such as temporal readjustment.
Well, I
which
kind of love the
implies
picture.
possibly altering or manipulating time to get a desired outcome.
No, no.
And we
What? You manipulate space or space-time.
such as
Need a coincidence. Tired of your past. Want to do over? Well, you can't go to the past though. Our expert specializes in temporal readjustment. I'm blind. There we go. Temporal readjustment. Asynchronicity. I cannot fucking read, Jesus. Asynchronicity, quantum correction, retrocausation, wave function collapse, annulment, I'm not entirely sure what that means, and much more. Chronomorphological woes, I guess, begun with resonate threshold shifting nexus. I can see nexus harmonization, danger of naked. He said a funny word.
Which implies
Naked something, something, something.
or manipulating time to get a desired outcome. And we also see other words too, such as retrocausality,
I mean,
which is a concept in
There was something I read about Warhomes that technically something time related, but it's not really traveling to the past, I think. You might travel to the future, I guess?
physics,
But
where an
I don't
action
know.
in the future in a quantum context could change or affect the past. Then we have other words such as quantum wave function correction. This ARG is definitely related to quantum physics. The wave
Now,
function in
really?
quantum
Do you think
physics
so?
Is supposed to describe the probability of states for particles. Now, the word correction might somehow imply collapsing or adjusting these probabilities into a desired outcome, a very specific desired outcome. Alright, so I don't really think I'm explaining very well what a wave function collapse is, so let me try this again. I feel like I need an example of how to explain this.
That was a weird
So
sound.
say this is my particle, all right? And there are three possible states. So it could be right in front of my head, it could be right next to my head, or it could be to the left of my head on the other side. Now, what
That's
a
right,
wave
so-
function will do is basically measure and take account of all of the possible locations and take account for the spin of the particle. It will take account for the weight of the particle, and it will consider how fast the particle is moving, which the probable state for this particle here, it will be right in front of my head. Basically, removing all of the other probabilities of my particle's state. Now, this is
Yes.
the weird thing. After considering all of those aspects, when you look at it, it collapses into the most probable state for the particle. When you look at it, it's quite strange, and it's almost as if when you're looking at the object, it acts as some kind of like action or touch. It affects the object somehow. So the idea
Quantum
here is that
physics
particles
bullshit, there we
that
go.
aren't actively being observed are kind of unpredictable. There's a bunch of different states that the particle can be in, but we don't really know which state it is until we observe it. Now, if quantum physics is kind of freaking you out a little bit, don't worry, it also freaked out Einstein.
Well,
Around the time when the idea of quantum
He was like,
physics
"Nah,
being
that cannot be
birthed,
true."
He originally was very against the idea of quantum mechanics.
I mean, if I remember correctly, Einstein, well, Einstein, I guess in English, we in Bulgaria call him Einstein. Maybe German is similar, I don't know. So I will probably keep calling him Einstein, because I'm stupid, and I forget to switch languages sometimes when I'm saying names. But Einstein, was, I'm pretty sure he was thinking one of his discoveries was wrong. And he was not happy with that. Oh yeah, that probably cannot be true. So that's probably the biggest blunder in my dissertation career. Not entirely sure. And surprisingly, it is correct. Well, not
completely
surprisingly, he is a
random
genius.
and quite unpredictable. In contrast, science is typically very predictable, and there can be an answer to everything. And that is just not how quantum physics works. So don't worry. In general, it's just a really hard topic to wrap your mind around. So we have quantum mechanics and, I guess, time travel. And this is suggested further when we see this word right here. I
Chronomorphological.
can't read that.
Chronomorphological.
Now,
Let's
this
go, I
actually
read it
isn't
quickly.
a real word, but it's actually kind of a mix of words. So chrono
Morphology
is
and
basically just
time.
And morphological is a structure or a form. So if we twist this around enough, this basically means manipulating and reshifting the structure of time. Now, we live in a time structure where we can only go forwards, but say if we manipulate this, we could allow ourselves to go backwards. This also could possibly open the doors for us to slow down time or even speed it up. Now, there are many other words that we could dissect here, but basically the entire summary of this entire
Let me continue reading it, because didn't finish last time. Chronomorphological woos begun. Yes, begun with resonant threshold shifting nexus harmonization. The dangers of naked singularity gazing is an issue of the past. Using our patent pending, Stefan, you moron. That A looks like an O to me, chat, sorry. Using our patent pending non-baryonic Kugelblitz? Sounds German. Kugelblitz decoupling technology. Demiurge Inc. Enables our astrodilation. I think, yes, astrodilation technicians to modify hypergrid lattice. Hypergrid lattice interaction via entropy gradient reveal without cascade. That's a lot of technical terms which I'm not entirely sure what they mean if I don't concentrate on them, so that's why I'm stuttering. Without cascade paralleling or multi-instancing of entwined quanta, I think. Demiurge Inc. Offers a multitude of unique and useful service, including more science words, paradox resolution. But if it's a paradox, it's kind of paradoxical that you have a resolution to a paradox. Paradox do not really have a solution. That's why they're paradoxes. So how are you gonna have a result for a Isn't that kind of paradoxical in itself? Paradox resolution, grandfathering, dreamscape navigation, and oniric cartography, corporal untangling, custom spacetime origami. Not entirely sure how that would look like. Custom spacetime origami, neuromorphic enchantment, omni resonance attunement, multiverse. Ooh, funny word. A multiverse nexus flux alignment. Who the fuck are you? Thalamocortical? Whatever that means. Chat, if you know, please tell me. Thalamocortical state rewriting. Temporal parallax nullification. A lot of funny magic words, magic man. Cortical resonance synchronization. Jesus. Casual synchronization, I think? Oh no, casual resynchronizing. Reality synthesis. I can see. Spatial tethering, and so much more. And then the fact Demiurge is not responsible when shit goes bad.
Physics. They also seem to have a lot of technology too that allows them to.
Jesus, a lot of fancy words.
There's also a few other words as well that relate to reality shifting and things that could manipulate our own reality. All in all, the ARG just got significantly more complicated. Now, I want to clue into the name of the article real quick. Demiurge. The definition of Demiurge is a being responsible for the creation of the universe. And in some theoretical systems, it's also known as being a subordinate to the supreme being.
Oh, that's why Demiurge has a tail.
Is considered to be the controller of the material world. And
that looks AI.
Also very antagonistic to anything purely spiritual. So this doesn't really sound like a very nice name. On another note though, we can actually figure out who Reggie really is. Because as the camera zooms out at the end of the video,
we'll see Reggie.
Missing posters for our red character earlier appear in the frame. And putting the fact
no matter, I was expecting to see Reggie looking him outside of space-time.
And they both just so happen to have a bunch of missing posters of Red. That must mean Red's real name is Reggie. But all in all, how did Reggie go missing? Well, we get the answer to this in an earlier video. But first, there's a few more videos that may hold more significance to the story.
The year is 10 years from now. Behavioral pacemakers, brain implants that allow users complete control over their neurochemistry, have become massively popular. With the press of a button, users can induce sleep, soothe anxiety, or trigger release of a slew of neurochemicals.
The main thing I want to focus in on in this video is the fact
sounds dystopian
there
as
are
fuck.
two new glowing characters, Blue and Orange. At this very
Orange.
moment, I'm not totally sure what their role is in the lore, but that
Just
can always
more
change
friends, I
with
guess?
time. These characters appear in a couple other videos, for example, this video right here.
Today's mission. Ask someone if they've ever experienced deja vu. Then tomorrow, ask them again.
And something very interesting about this video is that there's a follow-up to it the very next day.
Today's mission. Ask a friend if they've ever experienced
Deja vu.
And then tomorrow, ask them again.
Now in two other videos, we can see our purple character doing an unrelated mission.
Replace your family photos.
I mean, to be honest,
Nicolas Cage.
the funny part about Deja Vu is they have a pretty funny sounds explanation behind them. The literal reason for Deja Vu existing is your brain misplacing memory. It's like you chat seeing that lighter for the first time. Let's say 99% of you, or 99 out of 100 people will see it for the first time, and their brain will put it in the correct slot of for memory, which is, I guess, short-term memory. I think it will be. For that, I'm not resting my. I'm talking about. Well, we're talking physics. Or reading physics from the ARG, and now I'm talking about Deja Vu because it has a funny sense explanation. And I mentioned 3 new things we added to the game with my friend yesterday. So kind of missed it. Yeah, it was 2 artifacts and then a phoenix, or I guess a type of phoenix based on the Party Hotter Phoenix, where Dumbledore basically teleported to the Phoenix. It didn't have a many brain focus on that, yeah. But the thing about the Deja Vu is 99, let's say 99 out of 100 people, their brain will store the memory of seeing that lighter for the first time in the short-term memory. But that one person, their brain will store the memory of them seeing that lighter, will store it in the long-term memory, which causes the deja vu, because it's in the long-term memory already, because that's where your brain saved it, which makes your brain think, well, didn't that happen already? Because it's technically a new memory, but it's in the long-term memory slot, if you will, or long-term memory part of your brain, and your brain's like, that might have happened already. Exactly the same way. That's what deja vu is.
Now this video
But let me re-explain the artifacts, because I will forget otherwise. One of the artifacts is based kind of on the Lord of the Rings sword, or one of the swords, where it's a broken sword, and every time the cultivator attacks, it's just a hilt and then a little part of the sword. The rest of the sword is broken. Oh, I guess never finished. Don't worry, I will explain the sword. And when the cultivator attacks with the sword, the person that's being attacked needs to make, in D&D terms, a constitution save or start bleeding. The bleeding will be not important. It will be like 1d4 or maybe less damage per turn, something like that. But the important thing will be that every time they fail the con save, the blade can grow. It grows a little bit and a little bit and a little bit, get massive and I guess stronger. Until a certain point, you can. Sorry, but it has negatives, which I don't know yet. But you can keep, I guess, the form of the sword for like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, something like that. for some time, and then after that, the blood just drops, or I guess it gets absorbed by the spirit of the blade. The other blade is kind of based on the Bankai from Bleach, from the second in command of Aizen, where his blade turns into gas and then basically expands. In our case, the normal effect of the artifact will be basically kind of like a bullet turning into gas or into particles or whatever. And then it just shoots in one direction, which is just forward. It extends. Sorry. It extends in one direction for like 50, 100, 150 meters, whatever. It's like a bullet. It shoots and then it comes back. But it absorbs quite a lot of, uses quite a lot of ki for that. But you have a relatively precise, because it basically goes in a straight line wherever you're pointing. Wherever you pointed at, that's where it goes. It reaches that, the maximum of I guess, the way distance, if you will, you want it to go, and then it goes back. Then, the more you progress with the spirit, with the artifact spirit, or I guess it leveling up, and you're getting closer and closer to the spirit, you will be able to control the length of the sword, not just extending. You'll be able to make the sword a little longer, a little shorter. You'll be able to you will be able to make the sword thinner, thicker, wider, etc., stuff like that. And at some point, you'll be able to kind of control the mass of the sword. That's the idea. And maybe some other fog or mist or gas shenanigans. It's a goon sword. Kind of, yeah. It's basically based on the Bankai of that Bleach character. His sword does that, but with more shenanigans on it. And the idea is so far to be kind of like rhombus in shape. It will have basically kind of like 4 edges. It looks cool. That's why it's like that. Relatively thin, but it will have 4 edges. Or maybe a triangle blade, something like that. Maybe a triangle because you can rest it on your arm. And then you rest it on your arm, and then it extends. And technically you shoot someone. And then it immediately shortens back to its original size, which I'm not entirely sure what its original size will be. And the Phoenix is basically will be maybe some form of the Phoenix, maybe the family of Phoenix spirits. Where it's gonna be a fire or ice fire, something like that kind of Phoenix. It can, its ability is short distance teleportation, which the Phoenix sees a destination, connects to 2 places, with a wormhole, opens a wormhole, and then the wormhole, and then teleports, moves through the wormhole. But it works in a relatively short distances. It needs to be able to see the place to connect it. And when it's in an artifact spirit form, or someone, I guess, gets to know the spirit, and makes a bond with them, they will be able to use that that technique as well, that short short distance wormhole teleportation, if you will, or wormhole transportation kind of a thing. But it will be relatively draining for both the spirit, I guess the artifact spirit, and the person. And there will be one-time ability where if you use, you cannot use the wormhole ability ever again. The spirit also cannot use it. And it's basically long distance wormhole teleportation. You can use it again, saying only once. For the duration of the campaign, for the duration of that spirit, that artifact spirit being alive, which basically means with the duration of that artifact being, that artifact existing. You basically remember a place you've been around the solar system, galaxy, planet, whatever. You charge it, not entirely sure for how long, and then it teleports, and then it moves you to there. Through a wormhole. The longer the distance, the longer time it takes, but... And also every single time the Phoenix teleports, it basically turns the surrounding area into flame, aka similar to what Dumbledore did in the Harry Potter. That's, I guess, one of the abilities of that artifact spirit. We've not thought about the rest, I guess. Maybe to have some kind of healing powers, and I'm thinking of more it to be kind of ice fire, bluish cold fire, somehow. But it sounds
really
cool.
Weird. Not the Nicolas Cage part, I understand that, but
That's
this
videos for the
confirms that
Good Fashion
Purple
TTRPG.
has a family. Also, in another video, just a few days later, we end up seeing that Greenie has a family as well. Just something to note. Now, let's start diving more into what happened to Reggie. Here we have a video of Reggie in purple in a mission of 2 truths and a lie.
Today's mission. Play a game of 2 truths and a lie, and make every statement an outrageous lie.
Next to him is a container that contains hydrogen cyanide, which is an incredibly dangerous chemical when you're exposed
Adorable.
to
I think
it,
he
and it can
died.
easily be lethal. And weirdly enough,
It's not, it can easily be lethal. It is lethal.
And by the looks of the following video, this may have made Reggie severely sick, as he's just laying flat on the
But shouldn't
ground
that make the
next
other
to
person sick
Purple
as well?
and Lime. Now moving along, we can see Reggie in the background of this video here, reading what seems to be a Demiurge article on a Demiurge building. The Demiurge
Oh, he
building
wanted
also
to make
looks very
himself
similar to
unsick.
Purple's very first video, but the video that we're going to take a look at next is going to pick up the pace so much more. It starts off with just a regular today's mission video.
Today's mission.
But then unexpectedly, a white van pulls up next to Reggie, and then a bunch of static people suddenly abduct Reggie, and all of this happens without Purple seeing a thing. Now in the following videos, we begin seeing missing posters for Reggie. Zooming into these missing posters, we can see that Reggie's full name is Reginald Brunswick III. Very fancy. It's also noted that he went missing under mysterious circumstances.
Well,
We
they were
then
not
see
that
another
mysterious
video,
if you
a news
fucking recorded
broadcast
it, but
spreading the word of Reggie's disappearance. Following that, we reach ourselves back to the Hullabaloo video.
Any updates on Reggie?
In another video, we can see Purple sneaking a rubber ducky into Lime's pockets, then hiding behind a pile of garbage, which then we suddenly see a static person that was watching them. Now it's a little weird how Purple seems to be hiding with the static men, especially after they abducted Reggie. For all we know, Purple might actually be working.
I mean, maybe
with
the static people are just,
no idea.
I guess, experimenting on them.
Now, another small detail is the sign that Purple was hiding under, Freakville. So
Welcome
it
to
seems like all
Freakville.
of this is taking place inside of this little village that we haven't really seen much of. So that's interesting. Now, moving on, we have this video here.
Today's mission. Offer to help someone with something trivial, like opening a door that's already open, or picking up something that's light.
Yo.
That's what I thought, but look at it closely, there's something off. Yeah, the base is way too small. No, not that. I mean, it's some kind of mechanism. I can hear it whir on the inside of this bears or something. Sometimes it beeps. Where'd you find it? It just appeared here. And you picked it up? Hey, I'm curious. Maybe it's a magic lamp or something. Yeah, the genie will come out of your ass. Oh, man, I'd toss it. Toss it? I just found some alien
No, that's a Christmas tree toy.
Hold on to this. Maybe it's important. Maybe it's got to do something with Reggie.
Yeah, shove it in your ass.
Maybe I am.
Now, this video leaves more questions than answers. It's just a little bit crazy. But Purple seems adamant that the butt plug has some kind of connection to their missing friend. What makes this even more wild, though, is that Freakbait posted this photo here of the internals of what seems to be a butt plug device. There's a lot to take in here. But that
I mean, how
tells
do you
me
think
that
you
Purple is
traverse
most definitely
space-time
onto
safely?
something
You
with their
can't
theory.
hold
The butt
anything
plug
in
is
your hands.
important. Now, in the following 2 videos,
Now let
we
me
can
eat my
see
waffle.
Lime and Purple continuing their mission to find Reggie, but we also finally find out what Purple's name is.
Today's mission. Approach a stranger and say, "Can I ask you a question?" When they say yes, say, "Thanks," and walk away. Hey, Void Man. You don't recognize me? What? What are you talking about? It's me, Lime. I've never seen you before in my life. What?
Voidman. And Voidman was also talking with a New England accent, so maybe that's canon to the lore. Voidman is also just a very interesting name, because all of these videos seem to be taking place in a void. There's no sky, there's no landscape, it's just darkness. Void. Now, a few videos later, and we get one of the most important videos in the series.
Today's mission.
Sorry, I was eating. Guessing time. Based on the fact we only see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 people, give or take 1 or 2, and everyone is in the void. I'm pretty sure, and based on the fact we saw the starting man observing them, I'm pretty sure they were in some kind of facility, or the entire, I guess, village, if you will, is testing ground, and then the starting men are experimenting on them, seeing what will happen if they tweak this thing in the quantum, I guess, realm or whatever they want to call it. And what will happen if you don't tweak that, but tweak something in the future, or in the past, or in the present, or you remove something from them, something like that. That's my prediction.
Throughout the day, verbally use emojis during conversation. Dude, that's crazy, laughing emoji. Wait, what did you just say? I said that's crazy, laughing emoji. Laughing emoji? I don't know, man. It's compulsive. Grimacing face emoji. You okay, man? I don't know. I've been hearing these voices, or this one voice in particular that always goes, today's mission, and then it tells me what to do. Shrug emoji. And you do it? I can't help it.
Shrug emoji.
A loop. Recycling emoji. A loop? A loop or a series of loops. It's like all my memories are these short little loops. I can't remember much else. Eggplant taco water droplets emoji. Wait, what? Oh, no.
What did I say?
Starting again.
This tells us a lot. So Voidman is in a constant loop of doing these missions, and it seems that he doesn't have any control over his actions. Even more crazy, every time the narrator speaks, Voidman can hear that. Now this might mean that Voidman is just now finding some kind of weak spots in the loops that he found himself in, and he's managed somehow to break the entire fourth wall with that.
I mean, maybe that's what made... wait, maybe that's kind of started, I guess, kind of started it all. Oh wait, no, but Red was already doing those kind of missions. So maybe Demiurge Ing was already experimenting on the town or the village, and that's why we will only see those specific 5 or 6 people. There is no one else in the village, but they don't pay attention to it, I guess, because of Demiurge, and they tweaked something. But Red was maybe Red started to see stuff, or maybe noticed some stuff, and then started piecing stuff together, like what's happening in their lives, I guess. So the starting men, well, they did not like that. The Demiurge, I guess, employees did not like that. So they kidnapped them, and I guess removed them from the experiment, or kill them.
As for the others,
Or
Maya
ascended
and
him.
Reggie, they had no idea that they were in a loop, but of course, we don't really know if Reggie knew or not. Okay, so why are they in a loop? Who put them in there?
That's my
What's
theory
going
so far.
on? What really is just going on? Chapter 2, the website. Now, something I haven't mentioned yet is that in many of Freakbait's videos, they mention a website.
We interrupt this mission with breaking news. You know when you're alone in a room, but you feel like someone's watching you? That's freakbait.com.
But man, no one's watching me ever.
Have at night, right before you drift to sleep, that seem like there's
My
something
chatters,
from someone else. That's freakbait.com. You know when you're watching TV late at
I was
night,
about to say schizophrenia, but it's not that. Hysteria.
direct eye contact with you and says your full
I
name
missed
in a
what he said, sorry.
room, but you feel like someone's watching you. That's freakbait.com.
Oh, Jesus.
Those weird thoughts you have at night, right before you drift to sleep, that seem like they're coming from someone else. That's freakbait.com. You know when you're watching TV late at night and suddenly the woman in the yogurt commercial makes direct eye contact with you and says your full name in a monotone voice? That's freakbait.com.
That's a great way to...
The website that visits you. We now return to your previously scheduled mission.
Freakbait.com. And
That's a
famous
cool
icons
way
Google
to
brings us here. An old style
make an ad
Windows
for
99
your
desktop page. And
website.
wow, there is a lot to soak up. Let's start with the pop-up that appears at the bottom of the screen. This website has been developed and
Okay. Oh, it does exist. Okay, I don't think there is anything not safe for work. That's why I open it first at them. Okay, we have their Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Spoojnet, what? I don't think I can open. I don't know in chat. I'll be right back, chat. Okay, we're back. I couldn't open the PC though. What is today's mission? We're starting to get more meat, chat. There we go. That's the mission, chat. Feel free to do it. Oh my god, I can open it. What the fuck? Oh my god, it works. There is so much Jesus. Ha! Goodness gracious. Okay, also, quite a good way to advertise your things. I would assume that's the... Yeah, that's their shop. Oh, they buy skin, chat. Chat will give me your... Whoa. I am definitely not downloading that, thank you very much. But chat will give me your skin, please. The Slum Cuts? I would assume Patreon? Not entirely sure what that is. I'm also not entirely sure what the fuck that is. Oh, that's a YouTube video, that will be spoilers. Is that a YouTube video there? Yeah, oh no, that's also spoilers. I'll assume most of those are YouTube videos. Okay. Okay, back to the video.
Implemented in conjunction with the Central Intelligence Agency, National Security Agency,
They were going to study, yes, they did.
Drug Enforcement Administration, National Reconnaissance Office, Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, and McDonald's Corporation. By clicking accept below, you agree to
Today's
be
mission,
subject
continue
to
the video,
minimal
please.
surveillance, behavioral modification, remote
Funny fingers.
coercive persuasion,
I was talking so I did not understand anything one moment, chat. What is since tomorrow's mission? Oh no. Well, I'll be scamming you tomorrow, chat.
Reconnaissance Office, Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, and McDonald's Corporation. By clicking accept below, you agree to being subject to interminable surveillance,
Okay.
behavioral modification, remote dream transmissions, coercive persuasion, and undisclosed psychological experimentation.
Okay,
This is
sorry
pretty
for the
much
silence. I
telling
had
me
to
that
kind of
this
understand what the
entire
fuck he's
site is
saying.
Pretty much government owned and partnered with many organizations, and of all things, McDonald's.
Also,
they
why the
mention a
fuck is
bunch of
everything happening in the US of... Why can't something happen in, let's say, in the middle of fucking France, in the middle of fucking Italy, for example, or Germany, or the UK, or I guess Austria-Hungary? Why it needs to be in the middle of US of or Japan, yeah, or the Philippines, or Hawaii is in, I think it's the US. Yeah, it's a state, I think. Or Canada, for example, Mexico. I'm not until I turn Italian for a second. Guam. Yeah, for example. Was Guam the name of the prison we watched? I'm bad with names in the Philippines. The Virgin Islands. Yeah. Hey, wait, Chad, am I from there? I think I'm from there, actually. I'm from there. But anyway, why is most ARGs in... I mean, yeah, most games I play keep me in the behind, so yeah. You're from extra virgin. Yes. I still don't know what the extra virgin, I guess, in the... For example, olive oil is. I think that's where I've seen it. I still don't know what it means. Maybe extra pure or something like that? I think it was an olive oil. Was it not? Let me Google it. I might be wrong, but I think it was olive oil. Untouched, it's in 13 production. Yeah, it means it's pure then. Okay. Extra virgin olive oil. Meaning... extra virgin olive oil is the highest quality, least processed grade of olive oil, meaning it's extracted purely by mechanical pressing without the heat or chemicals. Yeah, extra pure. Okay. I thought it was that, but I was not sure. I thought it was the olives was not violated by fairies or something. I don't know how they do that in Greece. Greece people do be freaky. Or Greek people do be freaky. See Zeus, for example.
And other psychological experiments. But apart from that, they don't really break down the details for us. The idea, though, is that you would have no idea you're being experimented on. Because most people don't read the terms of service.
Was that a heart?
No idea you're being experimented.
It is. Oh, could be lungs.
Most people don't read the terms of service. If I ever disappear under mysterious or confirmed...
Oh, Mint. Actually, important question. Have you seen your... Did you see the DMs? I think I sent either a video or a site about video sharing or file sharing, I guess. I think it would be the best option. Oh! I think I broke my...
circumstances, you know who
I think I broke my shoulder.
The government. Another thing to note is
the government will never do something like that.
Page, the name of the tab open will read WOPR, War Operation Plan Response. The thing is, it doesn't actually always say that. I only caught that small detail when I was writing the script for this video. Now, the War Operation Plan Response is actually a real thing in our real world.
I mean, yeah, it's how we respond to a war, I guess.
That is incorrect. NORAD is actually an organization run by the United States and Canadian government. Its purpose is pretty much just to detect any dangers coming from the sky, I guess, for North America. And it basically just indefinitely runs war simulations to figure out the best strategic approaches to warfare. So this entire desktop page that we're looking at, I guess it's NORAD. Now when
cheeseburger, Big Mac, Whopper, hamburger, cheeseburger, Big Mac, Whopper, hamburger, cheeseburger, Big Mac, Whopper. Sorry.
On the desktop. Continuing through these ads, we're told that we have a virus.
Was that a tiny peener?
On the desktop.
No, I need to see. It says tiny peener. Am I in Cyberpunk? Those are that's you get in Cyberpunk in your mail.
Crypto, digital colonoscopy, and eventually it tells us that we're not supposed to be here.
Hey, don't kick me out of my own PC.
It flashes diagrams of brains and also a visualization of a neural implant. Then we find ourselves at the mainframe, a login page. Underneath it reads, if you have to ask for the username and password, you already lost before you started. Give up now and forget you were ever here. Now,
I mean, at least they
somehow
give you a
the
way
Hero
out.
website flagged that we're not supposed to have access
Normally in
to this,
ARGs, if you're there, you're already gone. You have already seen too much.
but unfortunately for it, it can't stop us from progressing further into the site. Well, it actually can't stop us. It requires a username and password, and we don't really have much to go off of. Guessing
Yet.
the password also didn't work out for us either, so we're kind of stumped right now.
Yet.
Well, kind of stumped. We're not going to give up after getting this far into the ARG. Even though there might not be any clues for the login on the website, there still might be some clues in the back end of the website, which leads us to the source code. And oh boy, we found much more than just a login. Now, digging deep into the source code, we find details like this right here. Can you unthink a thought? Does it leave behind a ghost?
Children?
Does a ship of
Oh, that's what the
pieces
children are.
apply to your mind? And then it leaves a website
Does it?
URL called Grayfield Ghostbox. Now, I don't want to get too
I mean, technically, we're all ships of Theseus. What was I saying? Ah, yes. Aren't we all technically ships of Theseus? Because technically our cells constantly die and reproduce and change, so we're technically ships of Theseus. Is it you if the original cells you were born with are not there anymore? They're dead and changed? So you're technically not you anymore if the ships of Theseus apply to you and your brain, because the brain technically does the same, I think.
stuck on this groundbreaking detail here before we find the username and password, but the website basically displays a neon sign that reads Grayfield and plays a very ominous soundtrack. All of this in some
beep,
kind
boop,
of
boop.
void space. The text in the source code also mentioned another detail, the ship of Theseus, which I will let my good friend Jay Schlatt explain.
Hey!
Imagine a ship that sails for hundreds and hundreds of years.
Hello, Jay.
Over that period,
Oh no,
regular
wait.
maintenance
Chat Jay Schlatt visited us on a video. Does that mean we're gonna die? Oh, for fuck's sake.
is done on it, parts are replaced, etc. Suppose over the course of time that each individual piece of the ship is replaced. Is it still the same ship? Is it still the ship
Is
of
it still the
Theseus?
same Tacoma?
Well, that's what I was about to say. My Tacoma is the ship of Theseus.
Now, as of right now, I'm not completely sure how the ship of Theseus is going to relate to the Grayfield website, but we're going to keep it in the back of our pocket.
Well, it
for
was
now.
pretty obvious how it was going to relate it. Changing parts of the brain, or I guess realigning memory and stuff. They're experimenting on brains. That's how it's not reacting, interfering, I guess. How it's connected to the ARG. The organization is, or I would assume the organization, the Demiurge Inc., probably doing experiments on people's brains, or I guess children's brains in that case, because it said children there. And that's, I guess, what it means. Does it apply? Are they still them after their, I guess, memories or brains have been tampered with?
After some time of tearing apart the source code, we finally stumbled across a username called Freakbait and the password Red Herring. Now, when I found out that that password was Red Herring, that left a stab in the gut for me, because for those that don't know, the definition of
They know red herring
is
is.
basically a clue or piece of information that is intended to be misleading or
That'll be.
distracting.
There
So I'm
is
thinking right
2
now,
ways to
whatever
log
we end
into
up
the
finding
site.
after logging into this page, it might just have been made to mislead us and
That'll be
distract us
fucking
from what's really
funny.
happening here. But there's also a chance it might tell us a little bit more about Demiurge Inc.
Hmm.
So let's dive
I have
in.
an hour-long
Logging
video.
into
It's
the
been
main
an
page says
hour
access to 2
already.
folders. One is named Freak Files, and the other is named Exhibit Cabinet.
Oh,
Now,
no.
opening up the Freak Files gives us a list of what seems to be a bunch of government projects under the name of MK
Drugs.
Ultra. Many of these sub-projects seem to be targeted
Every
towards
single
the
time I
use
see the word drugs, my brain flashes back to the Maxwell video. I think it was his Elden Ring video. Anyway, I'm joining the war on drugs, on the side of drugs. Maxor, I love you. I want to collab with Maxor at some point in the future. It's my dream. I need to eat his brain to consume his energy. Yes.
Drugs. LSD studies of Excised University. Subproject 2. Drugs. MK Ultra drug research. Many of the other subprojects seem to target the neurological and psychological side of things, such as Boston Psychopathic Hospital, hypnosis at Excised University, and some other subprojects are referring to sabotage. So it's clear that we walked in on some kind of massive government operation. But what seems to be most important in
a lot of sticky notes that are not filled in on the wall.
Ultra. Now,
they
this is actually
bug
a real
me.
program that used to be classified. It took place around 1953 to 1964.
Now let me see if I remember what MK Ultra wasn't it technically brainwashing people into basically sleeper agents? See a word, see a phrase, see a, or I guess hear a word or a phrase, or see a flashing numbers, similar to one of the Call of Duty campaigns, I think. And then something in their brain that activates and they do something automatically without thinking. I think that was MK Ultra.
The goal of the program was to identify different drugs that they could utilize during interrogations to weaken individuals.
No, I was wrong.
Many people refer to it as a mind control experiment, but
I mean, isn't that what MK Ultra stands for?
Just psychological torture. But I mean, let's move on to the other tab. Exhibit Cabinet. Opening it reveals a list of different
I was wrong.
Schematics. Many of these images are pretty hard to make out, and others are honestly just too smart for me. But we end up getting a hint that there's some kind of evil side to these images, with the names
1951.
Physical violence. Particularly on this image here, we see a paper listing multiple revisions for an interrogation. Now, I don't really see why you would purposely revise a transcript to an interrogation, unless you were trying to hide something. And by the line, delete physical violence, we see the clear intentions behind this revision. Okay. Another note that we should make about this paper is that on the top of the page, we briefly
84?
see the date, July 1984. There's also another page here, yes, I have it, that reads a report prepared by the Subcommittee on Terrorism, Narcotics, and International Operations of the Committee on Foreign Relations, and it has a date on the bottom that reads December 1988.
4 years later.
Another paper had the date of November 2005 listed.
A bit more years later.
Images, we also find propaganda psyop. We also get images
Did I say
of devices that
there?
could be images. We
It did.
Find propaganda psyop. We also get images of devices that could be used for
energy
physics, military attack surface maps, and even an assassination.
Energy
plan.
physics?
There's no doubt in my mind
Electron
that
collider?
there's some kind of major war that's being planned here. We see plans for
Cold War, probably?
psyops, and even schematics for highly
And based on fact, is 1950s to the 1980s probably the Cold War?
And to be clear, we have just gone over the cliff notes for all of these papers. There's government corruption. There's a bunch of secrets here too. Oh, I just
wasn't it that?
Something.
Wasn't it
says,
what the MK Ultra was technically made for?
So, I guess
attempted to be made. I don't think it was ever finished.
Documents that
I think.
Cool. I can't believe I just found that. Now, I want to pause for a minute because I actually don't know how much all of this information is going to relate to the main story that is building up in this ARG. I'm trying to step very carefully right now because the password said red herring. I want to be a little bit careful that we don't put too much reliance on what's happening right now.
And maybe the red herring is that it says red herring. Not that information is a red herring.
I do think it opens a door for us to see more of the world that we are in right now. It seems like the world is very highly run by the government. The government is very corrupt by the looks of it, and they have
the world being run by different governments, wasn't that technically their job? Like to run the governments? Or am I wrong?
Secrets. Also, seemingly,
them being corrupt is bad, though.
Active right now or being planned as we speak. We have assassinations and even experiments done on civilians. What a terrible world. Heavily realistic, though. This is very similar to our world, sadly. It's pretty hard to figure out what year
I love my fiction close to reality, I guess.
There's been a couple dates thrown around, such as the 1950s, 1980s, but there's also been a paper with the dates of 2005 on it. And the technology that the government seems to have at this very moment gives me the idea that we're probably in the mid-2000s. Now, obviously, all this talk about MK Ultra sparked many theories.
He looks
but I don't want to add
angry.
too much weight to them, just due to
The person on the
potential
right.
of all of this being a red herring. But if we do run a little bit with this, it could possibly mean that all the videos we've seen with Voidman, Greenie, and Reggie, it could mean that all of this is taking place in some kind of sick MK Ultra mind controlling experiment. And we see Voidman realizing briefly that he lacks control of himself. So it's possible, but for the sake of just being careful, let's just leave it as a theory. Now,
I love
let's
being
walk it
correct.
back
At least so
all the
far I
way
think I
back
was
to the
correct.
website we found earlier, grayfield.com. Now, we already briefly checked the source code for this site earlier, but what I didn't tell you is that we actually found several other messages that I just didn't cover.
Time is an emergent phenomenon, a stochastic side effect of quantum entanglement. Entropy only exists to the observer inside the system, and
Okay.
the observer sees a static universe, as the Wheeler-DeWitt equation and Page and Wooter's mechanism outline. But the exotic properties that exist within infinitely interdependent entangled quantum systems allow for
Words.
every particle to be a sister particle, for every point
Yes.
in space and time to be a saddle point, oscillating in a 0-point ratio.
That's kind of what my wormhole transportation in my TTRPG kind is based on, the sister particles. Basically, every single particle has somewhere in the universe. I think it's somewhere in the universe. Correct me if I'm wrong. A particle that is, I think, identical to it. Basically, they are connected, one another. And so that's how wormholes function in my world. That's a theory how wormholes function in general. They're basically the normal particle and the sister particle basically connected. I'm speaking out of my mind, from the top of my head, as far as I remember. So correct me if I'm wrong. About your hole. No, I would like talking about my hole. I can't show it here, so I will talk about it. Mainly because if I can show wormhole on stream, I'll be dead, probably. Or in some kind of weird experiment chamber for a government. Beyond the point. What was I? I interrupted myself. Yes. But basically, the theory at least, that the universe, the space-time continuum, the space itself is being held by a web of really, really tiny wormholes kind of connected between the particle and the sister particle. And that's what kind of keeps the space and time, standing, I guess? I guess that's what they're basing it on.
Electrons act as infinitesimally small naked singularities, primordial quantum Hilbert bullets extending.
I love talking about fields I have no knowledge about. Some extremely basic knowledge about.
The infinite radius of these wormholes form into a ergodic quantum graph in which every point collapses into a superposition. The collapse is a single emergent entity composed of all possible eigenstates. The experiment
Funny words,
requires
Magic
you
Man.
to continue. It is absolutely essential that you continue. There is no other choice. You must go on.
Okay.
Now, I'm not a professional, and I'm still trying to figure out the fundamentals of quantum mechanics, but here's what I think is going on here. So, at the beginning, when it says that time is an emergent
Today's
phenomenon,
mission.
that is actually a result from an equation discovered by Wheeler-DeWitt. And it
Does that mean
basically
I shouldn't
tells us
spew any
whoever
jizz?
or whatever is inside of the boundaries of space and time will be
Do I
able
collect-
to
do I
experience and observe
collect
time,
it in a cup,
having the ability
or-
to watch time pass. But for anything outside of those boundaries, our universe and anything else that is ruled by time would appear as static and unchanging. Now, further down this dialogue, it references something called a sister particle, which now opens the door for us to talk about quantum entanglement. Now, one of the properties of quantum mechanics
Did you think
is
that ARG will be connected to my... connected. I would cover the same topics as a lot of my TTRPG is based on, but that's fucking cool.
everything is interconnected, and in a way kind of acts as a fabric. But oddly enough, this interconnection between particles can stretch very far, potentially across galaxies. And some theories even suggest that this interconnection within particles can continue on through different dimensions that we, as humans, cannot perceive. Now, further down, we see this.
What
right
did
here,
I say?
primordial
I explained it
quantum
correctly.
Fourier
Let's fucking
blitz,
go.
expanding Planck time to infinity. Now, Planck time is just essentially the smallest measurement of time that we can
Planck.
measure, and it's probably pretty important to know that measurement. Now, regardless, in very simple words, this tells me that incredibly tiny quantum-sized black holes were formed.
God,
from a
doing
high
physics
concentration
while you have
of light
imagination would be
universe.
so fucking useful. I'm jealous of you, imagination people. I need to steal your imagination. Chad, which one of you people will give me their brain? I want to eat it. I need your imagination. And I'm pretty sure if I eat your brain, I will get imagination. Anyway, discuss it between yourselves.
Now we should probably
You
ask
have until yesterday
ourselves
to tell me.
how are black holes formed, and it's actually quite interesting. So when large amounts of mass get packed into an incredibly small space, it will collapse onto
collapses.
itself, resulting in a gravitational pull so strong that nothing can escape it, not even light. Now this might explain to us why the dialogue referred to the Markov Ouroboros symbol of a snake eating its own
That's a
tail
cool
in
snake.
self-consistent loop. Now my theory on this is a little bit wild, but I think that the universe was birthed from the collapse of a past universe, and I think something
I mean,
had to
could
have
be.
caused the past universe to collapse.
Expanding.
I just don't know how. Now,
Yeah,
a side note
wasn't
that I wanna add
maybe
to this is
overexpanding
that I'm
similar
pretty
to a
positive that
sun?
the government
It burns,
has
burns,
some
burns, then
ties to
expands and then it
Demiurge
sometimes
Inc. For one,
shrinks
the
and
technology
explodes.
that Demiurge Inc. seems to possess
I
is
think
far more
that's how a
advanced than
supernova
any
works.
regular corporation could obtain. Now, also, the name Demiurge, we've gone over this earlier. The meaning of Demiurge, creator of the universe and stuff. Now, if my theory is correct, this would tell me that Demiurge's goal is to, one, create a universe. but
Or I
in
guess
order to
discover how.
create a universe,
Or what called the creation of the universe?
destroy it.
Well, not really. They can just make a tree and make its leaves a universe.
So I have a particular opinion on this, in which, yes, it is the ship of Theseus.
How come?
Because it's
How
got the
come?
same- It's got the same crew.
Soul.
It's got the same soul. It's gone on all those journeys
Same
together,
soul.
and each piece
Wait, Mint.
welcomes in.
I don't know if you were here when we were talking about the sheep of Theseus before, but aren't we technically sheep of Theseus because none of our cells is the same as even yesterday, let alone when we were born. Yeah, what do you think on that? I don't think the sheep of Theseus applies here, because otherwise we are not us or ourselves anymore. I was not me from yesterday. I was not me from 2 days ago. Tomorrow I will not be me. I mean, yeah, but we are us. Even if you change the parts, the thing that makes you, your experience, your brain, basically the clone, I was about to say paradox, but I guess the clone experiment or something like that. A clone of you will be you. Like, if it's an exact clone, every single neuron in your brain copied exactly the same, it will be you. You're just not gonna be the same you. I think the ship is just a way to explain it. I mean, I guess. Oh, my knee. During the time could be. But I think it's still the ship of Theseus. Like that person said, it has the same crew, the same experience, the same soul, if you will. How can you explain to someone without the concept of the ship of Theseus? I guess, yeah, that makes sense. But I think I'm still me. Even I don't want to copy because I'm afraid of me stopping to exist, like that version of me. Like if we can prolong life expectancy, let's say forever, by just copying ourselves, making copies or clones of ourselves. I guess copies. Like that will still be me. It's just not gonna be the me. But it's still me. It's just not that version of me. I'm afraid of me stopping to existing, like that version of me stopping existing. Which is why I will not copy myself. I will put my brain in a fucking robot if I could live as long as I can, but I will not copy myself. There is one conclusion we got from this. Theseus is shitted. And whenever he summons Demeter, I'm going to shit my right out my ass. Yes. Also, we're learning the fact he cannot fucking drive the boat or the ship if he breaks it that often.
Placement.
Now, this is exactly why I didn't want to say the MK Ultra project was the main bit of the story. What the f is this, dude? Now, it's clear to me that this entire
he removed
story
his
is gonna
glasses.
have a huge emphasis on quantum mechanics. Personally, for me, I'm actually terrified about
Asterios,
that. So if there's any
however.
professors
Let's fucking
that
go.
are watching this video,
Yes.
or if you know a professor
Arturius
that is
or
in this
whatever you
field,
said.
send them my way, please. I really need them. This definitely leaves a lot to speculate. Voidman also mentions how he can't
Voidman.
control his actions very well, as if he was brainwashed, which heavily relates to the MK Ultra
That's what I
project. There's
said.
also this eerie mention of a collapse, and it's imminent. We're also told that we have no other
Asterios.
choice, and we have
I mean,
to
yeah, he
continue
can
on
drive
with the
boat. He
story.
can drive boat
We have to
good.
continue on to Demiurge
I mean,
Inc.com.
Do you know why we can have a ship of Asterios? Because you actually drive the boat correctly, not unlike fucking Theseus. Theseus, learn how to drive, mate. Stop breaking your boat.
At Demiurge Incorporated, we push the boundaries of innovation and exploration. Our cutting-edge research redefines what is possible, unlocking
Hey,
the mysteries of the
G to the
universe
Petri
and
dish.
existence
My
itself.
favorite.
With over 3 decades of pioneering breakthroughs in quantum mechanics, dimensional study, and applied reality theory, our work challenges the limitations of known science. We venture
Chad,
our
you know what I'm
efforts-
thinking? If only our actual world, the real world, actually cared that much about physics so we can have experiments and physicists working on that and actually being paid for to do that, or actually paid. I mean, I know they get paid. I mean, actually get the money those associations, those companies, if you will, need. We need to put more money in science, especially space. Come on now.
Exploring new frontiers in fields such as temporal mechanics and void space navigation. Our world is more interconnected than ever, and at Demiurge, we believe in connecting
Robot.
the unseen. Demiurge Incorporated. Discover the future. Shape reality. The void is waiting.
Oh, okay, there's a
Now, I
part
have
to them.
no idea how many episodes we're gonna have in this series, but there's gonna be a few. Funny enough, as of recording this, I know a lot more information than you do. If you want to get ahead on the info, go ahead and join the Discord server in the link in the description below. I heavily advise you to subscribe to this channel,
Just to-
as
yeah.
you probably don't want to miss out on this series. And also,
Wait,
I
just to in general, just to so far.
really hope we hit 40,000 subscribers. So
Hell yeah.
really
Congratulations, mate.
subscribe. Now, thank you to my channel.
He reached 40k in general. Oh,
Members for supporting the channel. Thank you to Haley, Trixmate, who is a V2, Lenodi, Food History, The Crabman, Rao,
thank you,
Autumn,
his
Insomnia.
patrons.
The experiment requires that you continue. It is absolutely essential that you continue. You have no other choice. You must go on. This dialogue was taken from the Milgram obedience experiment, which was a study observing people's actions when an authority figure prompts
Oh, I
them
know
to
about that
do a
experience. It's
specific
messed
task. Now,
up.
the highlight of this experiment essentially tells us that innocent individuals, when pressured by authority,
Imagine a motherfucker in a costume, like a good suit, comes in your room and says, "Press the button. This is an order." It will shock the person on the other side, but that's an order from me. I'm higher up in the chain than you, so you will press the button, right? And you press the button because who knows who the fuck that guy is?
figures can easily break down their moral barriers and engage in harmful acts, even actions that
Messed
can
up
risk
experiment.
human life.
Oh,
Why did you leave me? Why did you leave me behind? I don't know where you're sleeping.
giant booty plug.
On my
Hey, my name is Aiden, or ASO, and you're watching part 2 of this
Hello,
continuing
Aiden.
series on the Today's Mission ARG, created by Freakbait. And if you need to catch up on the lore, go ahead and watch part 1 right
Ooh,
here.
Jesus.
There is a lot of lore, and I would
that
appreciate
last
it
year?
if you subscribe
Yeah,
to
okay.
the channel, as we're aiming for 100k by the end of the year. That's a lofty goal. Plus, you really don't want to miss out on this series. There is a lot coming, so drop a sub. Now, it's kind of hard to pinpoint how the Pilgrim experiment may relate to this ARG, but I think I have an idea. It may be alluding to Voidman, Reggie, and Lime, and how they could be taking part in some sort of morally flawed experiment.
I
And
was
the people
correct.
observing the experiment were instructed by some authority figure, and in this case, Demiurge Inc. would fit perfectly as our suspect, organizing this entire evil experiment. And
Evil.
interestingly enough, Freakbait posted this video right here, an advertisement for Demiurge Inc., which may unlock many of the questions
I will watch the
we've
last
had
video.
about this strange company. So let's dive in.
Oh wait, no, we did. Did we?
We push the boundaries
Yes,
of
we did.
innovation and exploration. Our cutting-edge research redefines what is possible,
Using a paper dish.
unlocking the mysteries of the universe
Oh,
and
chat.
existence itself. With over
I just remembered something. I'm currently watching, well, I finished Vestoria Wand and Sword. Pretty good, I liked it. I'm waiting for the 3rd season. I'm currently watching the Ancient Magus Bride. Really good, I recommend it. At least I love the... I was about to say the topics it touches on, but I love the way it's structured, if you will. And I'm currently watching. I finished yesterday 86. Surprisingly good. I mean, it has a 8 or 9 out of 10 on the first season and 8 or 9 on the second. So it is good according to other people. So if you've not seen it, watch it. It is depressing though. And it also touches on quite touchy subjects, like the dehumanization of people. So you can, well, you use them in war.
decades of pioneering breakthroughs in quantum mechanics, dimensional study, and applied reality theory, our work challenges the limitations of known science. We venture where others won't, exploring new frontiers in fields such as temporal mechanics and void space navigation.
Okay.
Our world is more interconnected than ever, and at Demiurge, we believe in connecting the unseen. Demiurge
Okay.
Incorporated. Discover the future. Shape reality. The void is waiting.
Well,
This video
keep
tells
it
us
writing. I don't
exactly
want to
what
meet it.
Demiurge Inc. was about, if it wasn't obvious yet. A bunch of space and a bunch of physics, but an important detail that we should not look over is this URL right here, demiurgeinc.com. And
Oh,
when
this is a
searching this
website.
up, we find ourselves at the landing page for Demiurge.
Oh,
They
yes.
are very quick to shove their achievements and goals
Ooh.
in our faces, highlighting that they are pushing their projects as far as the human mind can comprehend. They also mention that Demiurge is a team of world-renowned scientists and engineers.
Okay.
They also value humanity, and on top of that, they're investors, which can easily go sour for a company like this.
Do
mention that
they?
They do work for numerous industries, such as being the forefront of governments, aerospace, and telecommunications. But they also dabble in weapons manufacturing, which in many cases isn't exactly
We care
good
about
for
humanity. I will
imagine
make
mixing
weapons of mass
derived warping
destruction.
Quantum physics with weapons. Not too great. They end this off mentioning that they have benefited many other industries, such as healthcare and entertainment. And apparently, Demiurge Inc. can provide services and abilities of which no other laboratory on this planet is capable of. Now, just by reading the landing page, I
Suspicious.
can assume that Demiurge Inc. has been incredibly beneficial to society. Now, one of the more intriguing pages that
Okay.
I found was under the About section, where they outline their drive for exploring new limits, dimensions, and multiverses, which I suppose confirms to us that the multiverse is canonically real in this universe. They also underline this by mentioning that
Okay.
it is their mission to make the impossible achievable. But what particularly caught my eye
But then it's not
was
gonna be
down here
possible, though.
under our history, which unravels a whole boatload of lore that we have never seen before, and this really makes Demiurge Inc. feel more real. Our history. The origins of Demiurge Inc. are as elusive as the dimensions we study. While traditional records suggest that the founding date was 1990, our own research has uncovered anomalies indicating that the laboratory may have existed long before any formal establishment. Some of our earliest experiments appear to reference the company itself decades before it was known or discovered. These experiments, encoded in fragments of lost timelines, hint at a self-referential loop of creation. Demiurge Inc. was not just founded.
Demiurge is
discovered, possibly even by itself. The timeline of
a
our
paradox.
foundation remains uncertain, with some theorizing that Demiurge
What can go wrong,
may have
yeah?
created its own inception points, looping back through the very multiverses we now explore.
They were created first in the 1990s. They discovered how, like in their case, how to travel back in time with wormholes. Then they went back in time. Okay, some people did, and then started experimenting back then, which kind of they kind of started experimenting back then, and that's how that happened, I guess.
Whether a product or a paradox, an artifact or dimensional manipulation, our existence is as much a mystery as the phenomena we seek to understand.
Now, this is really weird. Demiurge Inc. wasn't founded, but it was discovered, officially becoming an organization in the 1990s. So something's up, and that tells me that Demiurge Inc. was obviously a subject to time travel, what Demiurge themselves called a self-referential loop. So essentially, Demiurge created itself. Weird shit.
Now, expanding the history of this company, they mention that witnesses from the era noticed that buildings materialized overnight, and some kind of reality manipulation must have happened here, because reports say that the individuals in this era just simply came to the conclusion that the facilities that randomly appeared just had always been there. So there had to have been some sort of manipulation that happened here. Somehow, this all has escaped notice.
Okay.
It mentions further that from the start of Demiurge, great
they're
minds
honest
of all
about it.
disciplines found themselves drawn to join the team, many of whom couldn't recall how they found the lab, almost as if an unseen force drew them there. Weird.
Someone back in time told them what need to do about it, and then they
to theorize on
now
what
they're
really
there.
happened here. Now, Demiurge Inc. is a company that revolves around reality manipulation, which can relate to things such as accessing new dimensions and even time travel.
I don't
question if the company was.
If you ever discover that there are other, I guess, parallel universes, basically you choose a point, like you have a decision between a left and right, and then you choose right. There is the universe, I guess universe splits in two, where you took the decision to go right instead of left. I don't think I want us to discover that, because I have a weird suspicion we will start experimenting on the other people, because they're technically not us, right?
Created in another universe,
right.
And
I'm smoking, so technically not us, they are
reality
us.
And I think it makes sense that this could just be some massive accident, merging two realities into one. But we don't really know yet. They also mentioned that Demiurge Inc.
That would be
may have
freaky.
been a product of a self-consistent paradox, aka time travel, which I think explains how there would be anomalies relating to the company decades before it was founded.
My problem with this, though, is that there are just too many holes in how time travel works. Because when you break down the laws of time, when you bring
I don't think, according to physics, I don't think time traveling to the past is
so obviously this is a big stretch.
Doable.
So the only way for time travel to work in this universe that we're covering right now is if the universe is able to magically correct itself whenever time travel occurs, basically sealing the loop that time travel would normally create.
Now, I have a lot of theories, but we have a lot of history that we need to look at, so let's dive right back in. Now, right under this, we see 1995, the Greyfield anomaly. And this is going to be huge for us, as it uncovers a lot of the mystery that we had with the Greyfield website we found earlier. The discovery of what is now known as the Greyfield anomaly marked a significant turning point in the lab's research. During an experiment on quantum frequency dispersion, researchers inadvertently opened a rift that led to the Greyfield, a dimensional void space existing in a state of quantum flux.
Oh goodness.
While initial reports suggested disaster,
what can go wrong,
the Greyfield may hold the key to understanding interdimensional travel. and the very nature of time loops and the laboratory itself. So
Nothing
this
go
website
wrong.
is actually a physical place, just not in our dimension, as it resides in between dimensions, acting as a void space bridge between parallel universes. And it would actually make a lot of sense if this was where Voidman, Reggie, and Lime are, as they seem to be trapped in this kind of void space as well. Now, something to note is that
Why
in
did I
this
say-
interdimensional place, time would act completely different to how we experience time. And given the fact that the gray field was discovered in this quantum-related experiment, I believe in order to enter the gray field in that case, you would have to enter a quantum state. You would have to become quantum in a sense.
Oh
But
god,
now
you
we have
turn
a
into
problem,
particles.
because this adds quantum uncertainty. Due to the nature of this void space, this may add a level of unpredictability to how time functions and moves in space. Now, Voidman mentioned that all of his memories have been this series of short loops, and
Okay.
he can't remember much else. And every video that he appears in has this level of unstable randomness to it, which may relate to the quantum aspect of all of this. And also, with the loops, I guess entering the gray field could also throw Voidman in a bunch of indefinite loops, because time would be crazy over there. Now, something I want to dissect here is the name. Grayfield Ghost Box. A gray field is commonly known as areas in cities and towns that are unutilized in a sense and outdated. A location that kind of just sits in the background and no one really goes there. Now, where it gets weird is the other half. Ghost box. A ghost
Okay.
box is a device used for communicating with the dead. Yeah, this device scans through the full radio frequency spectrum to uncover anomalies that could have been communications from ghosts, which is
Yes,
wild.
of
And
course.
this might hint
Talking
at
to
a
ghosts
larger
now,
purpose
apparently.
behind this name. Grayfield Ghost Box. It's a desolate, underutilized area that is empty, and Ghost Box might be alluding to the fact that there could be ghosts in the area, but there also it might be
course
something
there
else.
are.
I think it's probably something else. I don't think it's that direct, but
Maybe it's a ghost
interesting.
just in
Now,
name.
Underneath this, it continues on a year later, 1996, the Reality Stabilization Project. Following the Grayfield anomaly, Demiurge Inc. launched the Reality Stabilization Project,
RSP.
This initiative sought to control and harness dimensional shifts, with the ultimate goal of stabilizing entire realities. The RSP became the cornerstone of Demiurge Inc.'s research, as
Okay.
the team focused on understanding mechanisms that govern dimensional stability, preventing catastrophic collapses in newly discovered dimensions. Early efforts involved the creation of containment fields capable of isolating unstable dimensions. But as
Okay.
the project progressed, the team moved toward more advanced techniques of reality tethering, using anchors to keep dimensions from drifting out of sync with our own universe. This allowed Demiurge Inc. to not only explore new dimensions safely, but also
That would
to
be so
intervene in
cool, though.
unstable realities, reinforcing their structures before they could collapse. Now, this is a massive achievement for just a year's work, and this tells us that Demiurge Inc. is actively working to be able to do safe exploration in the Grayfield. It's not exactly a reality of sort, but it's in between realities.
Ow.
It's weird. It's
Ow.
really weird. Now,
Maybe
going
it's in the
further,
gray,
we dive more into the groundbreaking achievements
Grayfield-
that
no, not
Demiurge has
Grayfield,
accomplished.
the Void.
1998, government contracts. Demiurge Inc.'s work in dimensional manipulation
They needed
did not
funding.
go unnoticed. By 1998, the company had secured multiple contracts with the DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, aimed at exploring the potential for military applications of dimensional tuning. These projects involved the development of technology that could theoretically phase objects in and out of physical dimensions, leading to the creation of highly advanced, nearly invisible defense systems. The lab's profitability soared during this period, with a substantial portion of its research being funneled into classified government programs.
Okay.
2001, Black Ops weaponization
Oh,
initiatives.
no.
In the aftermath of securing high-level contracts with the US government, Demiurge Inc. began collaborating with major weapons manufacturers manufacturers, the focus shifted towards the practical application of the lab's discoveries in the realm of military technology, including weapon systems that could disrupt enemy communications and destabilize dimensional fields.
What can go wrong, I guess?
Heavily classified, leading to speculation about Demiurge Inc.'s deeper involvement in covert Black Ops projects. High profitability followed as government agencies and private defense contractors vied for access to the lab's cutting-edge technology. And then things began to get a bit interesting. 2008. The Collapse Prevention Initiative. With the ever-present threat of universal collapse, Demiurge Inc. spearheaded the
the
Collapse
anchors
Prevention
stopped
Initiative,
working, I
again,
guess.
top-secret project aimed at preventing the disintegration of known dimensions. This period also saw the rise of Dr. Orion Val as one of the lab's leading minds, whose groundbreaking work on quantum fissures allowed for greater control over interdimensional frequency shifts. And I just want to point out the obvious person that was in that note there. Dr. Orion Val. And I just want to say, this guy's important. 2015, first contact.
Okay.
In 2015, Demiurge Inc. made its first contact with a parallel version of Earth.
Oh no, that all went badly.
Remain classified, but published journal articles and news reports indicate that this event fundamentally changed the way the lab and quantum science itself views multiverse travel. The knowledge gained from the encounter spurred further developments in dimensional overlap, studies that fundamentally shifted the course of Demiurge Inc.'s research and experimentation yet again. Then we find ourselves at present day. So this tells us that this isn't happening in the past. This is currently happening, present day. Demiurge Inc. stands at the forefront of multiverse exploration and manipulation. With projects spanning dimensions, the lab has become a beacon of innovation and intrigue. Yet, for all the knowledge we have gained, the greatest mystery remains. How did it all begin? Perhaps we will never know if Demiurge Inc. was a product of human innovation, or if it has always been outside of time, waiting to be discovered once again. Now, this right here is a gold mine of lore, and there is just so much to take in. First of all, this does confirm to us that we are in the present day. Another note is that Demiurge Inc. has made a contact with another version of Earth in a different dimension, which is
11 years ago,
and this seems to spark some concern internally. I assume, at least, as they began making further developments in dimensional overlap, to probably better understand how to avoid two dimensions merging into one. The last thing that definitely should not be looked
and they started experimenting on the other universe, because of course, or the other version of us.
Orion Val. They mentioned his groundbreaking work with quantum fissures, which are kind of just wormholes. These quantum fissures, on a quantum scale, would mean just little cuts in space that allow you to travel to different areas, and it doesn't really matter how far they are apart. On a quantum scale, this would mean that there are little tiny fissures and cuts through space-time, briefly opening and collapsing, and using
they're microscopic, so nothing
create a wormhole.
changes.
They also mention his groundbreaking work with interdimensional frequency shifts. Now, there are many theories with the multiverse, but some theories suggest that each multiverse, or each universe, has their own vibrational pattern, and somehow nailing this vibrational pattern may open the doors for us to safely travel to these multiverses. Safely. Think of it this way. If you enter a new universe with your vibrational pattern, your kind of code, I don't know what it would do to you.
You would unravel.
Just spit you out, or you would just disappear. Something like that. It wouldn't work with you. But if
you unravel like a cold, probably.
It might not recognize that you're not from this universe, and it will keep you, and you will be safe. I want to tell you right now, that was all made up. I have no idea how that works. And nailing this vibrational pattern,
I mean, it sounds correct though.
Travel into another universe without collapsing it, or at the very least have some effect on it. On top of this, shifting frequencies are known to alter quantum states, and in many cases could generate different quantum energy levels within atoms and molecules. So I suppose this could be the way to stabilize or even destabilize different universes, or even the gray field potentially. Now, this is all very interesting, and by the sounds of it, Demiurge Inc. seems to be the cornerstone of the world's science and innovations and breakthroughs. But let's be honest, it would just be too good to be true if this company had good moral values. Because
of course they don't.
Probably has a darker side to it. And when diving into the legal section of this site, it confirms my suspicion. very much confirms my suspicion.
Of course they have
It
a
is
bad side.
evil
Come on now,
company,
it's an ARG.
100%. Demiurge Inc. acknowledges the potential for catastrophic reality warping events, including but not limited to reality fractures, timeline disintegration, universal implosions, dimensional inversions, and multiversal collapses.
Hey,
By
if we
engaging
destroy
with
the
the
world, it's not
services,
our fault.
you acknowledge that
But it
such
is, though.
events, while rare, may result in total annihilation of one or more realities, irreversible alteration of the fabric of existence, or the spontaneous creation of alternate dimensions where different laws of physics and mortality may apply. In the event of
yes.
such occurrences, Demiurge
We
Inc.
destroyed the
assumes
world, but
no
it's not our fault, though,
responsibility or
legally.
liability for loss of life, sanity, existence, or continuity of being. Clients and participants waive any and all rights to sue.
Ah, yes, I made
claim
my pen
damages,
sentient.
or seek
Oopsies.
restitution from Demiurge Inc. or its affiliates in the aftermath of these events. Your participation in our services is entirely voluntarily and undertaken at your own risk. They also mention in events of non-lethal or non-reality ending events, Demiurge Inc. will offer some rehabilitation, but at the same time, they don't want to own up to many of their mistakes and possibly reality ending blunders. I'm currently in my brother's house because I am no longer home. So yeah. But anyways, to what we were talking about. So the overarching image
Oh no, the
that
video's
we
almost
have
over. I don't
here
like
is
that.
a company that
Mint.
essentially likes to play God.
Where are the rest of the
There's no
videos?
records
I
of
need
this
more.
company being founded, no records of it being built. It just appeared there, and everyone kind of just went with that, assuming that it has always been there, making it pretty obvious that some sort of universal manipulation has happened here. It essentially materialized from nothing.
You don't know.
But regardless, it is time to address the elephant in the room. This login bar right here. But there's an issue. We don't have a username or a
So my
password.
commission. Oh hell yeah!
Thankfully, somebody from the Freakbait Discord made a tutorial on how to find the passwords. The link is in the description if you want to join.
Yo, it was good chat. So if you want to find these passwords on demiurgeinc.com, you're going to go to inspect element. And then from here, you're going to want to go to sources, and then in the static folder, you want to go till you find JS, and then you're going to want to go till you find main. And then obviously this won't, I don't think this will be right up on the screen, but if you scroll all the way down to the very, very bottom,
Okay.
just come back up from there. It'll be right here. It will look like this, and then you just copy the name and the password, and you're good to go.
But weirdly
Okay.
enough, the deeper and deeper I went into the source code, I started to notice something that stood out. A phrase that just kept repeating itself. If you are reading this, you have lost the game. Now, that has me wondering,
Oh,
what
fuck
game
off.
Is it talking about?
The
What are we
meme.
talking about?
Talking about the
my only
meme,
thought
Raiden.
that it could be would be the ARG. If we're reading this, we just lost the ARG. What I'm thinking is by reading this or by going this deep into the ARG, you essentially initiate something. You initiate a process. It's the start of something that causes.
I think they're referring to the meme where if you like you lost the game, so you lost the game.
You to lose. That's my deepest thought that I can have about it. But I really don't know what that means. And we kept seeing this phrase over and over again, highlighted in green so we know it's talking to us. If you are reading this, you just lost the game. So this is all really weird, and we're gonna dive a lot more into this later on into the ARG. Hey, I'm currently in an airport right now. Don't mind that. I actually think I'm wrong about this. Wrong about all of the you lose the game kind of thing. Because in the source code, right above all the you lose the game stuff, it actually mentions that this isn't supposed to be analyzed for the ARG, and that might be true. I'm just keeping
It's
it in the
just a
video
meme, mate.
because I personally just don't believe it, just in case, you know? But it's probably not important because he said it's not important, so yeah. So
I don't like we're getting.
Wow. Freakbait also left a bunch of little fun Easter eggs as well.
I don't
on the
like
source
we're
code.
getting.
If you
We're
wanna
getting
see
to the
that,
end of the
it's in
video,
this
chat.
members only video right here, so you just have to become a member. Yes, I'm trying to squeeze money out of you. Go watch it. But scrolling down a bit more,
At least he's
we
honest.
eventually find ourselves at this tab right here called Users, and this
Oof,
tab
Jesus.
holds 6 different logins for us, all staff members of Demiurge Inc., formatted with the first letter of their name, ending with their last name, like M Men have. are Baker, B Cross, and O Val, which, you know, stands for Orion Val. And thankfully for us, all of the passwords are right there, which makes it really easy for us. Now, let's start off with a login into the admin account. When we log in, we see 3 new tabs on the side: Experiments, Files, and also CCTV. Starting off with Experiments, it reveals to us all of the staff members' full names. We have Dr. Baker, Dr. Amelia Cross, and also Dr. Prescott, which weirdly enough we didn't see in the Users tab. This one's new. We also see Dr. Nicholas Manhav, Orion Val, and at the end we see Dr. Evelyn Strauss. All of these characters will become very well known later on in this story. Trust me. But this is really weird. Why were they all listed under the Experiments tab? That's odd. This could be a stretch.
Maybe they're not the real people.
Or maybe scientists here are a part of this massive overarching experiment.
Yeah, there we go.
None of them are aware of, and they're all guinea pigs.
Experiment. If you tweak that and there,
really
will they come do this and that kind of thing?
Are they all listed under the Experiments tab? Are they all a part of this big overarching experiment that they're unaware of? What's going on here? I know it's been a solid 5 months since part 1, but I'm gonna tell you right now, things are gonna start picking up much quicker, alright? You're not going to be waiting 5 months for the next episode. As of recording this, I have already recorded part 3, so we're good on that part. So subscribe to the channel and get us to 50,000 subscribers.
Where is part 3, mate?
So much more episodes are going to be coming out, and you're going to regret if you don't subscribe. But in the meantime, it's always fun to dive into other ARGs, so go ahead and check out this video right here where I dive deep into the Lorify ARG created by MatPat. Yeah, that MatPat. It's a really deep music-based ARG, and I've never really tackled something like that before. The story surrounds a protagonist named Taylor,
yeah, it's really what I said.
That's kind of about what's going on here. So check out that video right there.
Now let me click that. Does he make videos? Yes, he does make videos. Where is the video, mate? Come on, man. Where is the video? Oh, we need to check that one. But anyway, that'll be for today. Hopefully we can find a new ARG to watch on the next Monday. I like that. Or maybe something to watch. But anyway, thank you for watching. Oh, my back hurts. We're gonna see each other tomorrow with more Elden Ring Randomizer. I'm excited for that. We need to finish the Godskin Apostle and the Godskin Noble, I think it was, the do fight. Morg's technically fight. So we can go into the DLC. I'm not entirely sure if we need to kill Radan for that, but we will see, I guess. We can always cheat and find where Radan is, but beyond the point. But anyway, thank you for watching again. And being here with me on that Monday, I guess. But anyway, on serious note, thank you for watching. We're gonna see each other next time. Until then, don't forget, have fun, everyone. Bye, chat. My meat saved me, chat. Yes, I love my meat. Bye, chat.
Here's how I'll torture you, David.
Please don't torture David. I'll be offline. I can't see it. So torture him tomorrow. But anyway, again, thank you for watching. We're gonna see each other next time. Until then, don't forget, have fun, everyone. Bye, chat.